Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another Sims 4 Create a Sim video. So in this video I am continuing my Fill the World Create a Sim challenge where I create pre-made families for each of the empty existing homes in all of EA's world. So currently we are working on San Myshuno, and this is the first apartment that we're doing that's in the Arts Quarter. So this family lives at 920 Medina Studios. It's a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment, and it has the lot traits of being quiet and haunted. So this is the church family. First up, we have the mom. Her name is Antoinette. She is a stay-at-home mom, and she has the traits of loner, gloomy, and snob. So Antoinette's husband recently passed away. So as a result of that, Antoinette has insisted that she and her children dress in black all the time. And they really don't wear any colors other than black. I mean, like, you know, obviously there's little bits here and there of like an accent white or blue or something like that. But basically they dress as if they are still in mourning, which Antoinette clearly is. Her children maybe a little bit less so. I mean, obviously they miss their dad, but she has taken his death very hard, and is very much still very upset about it. She also dresses in like much more of like a traditional, formal kind of style. She generally will wear skirts or dresses, usually something that's a little bit of a fuller skirt because she doesn't really want to like show off her body too much. She generally keeps her shoulders covered. I think her swimsuit outfit is not even actually a swimsuit. It's like that wrap dress that came with the season's expansion pack. So like obviously there, you know, there's not much you can do. So she's showing a little bit more skin there, but like case in point, this is her formal wear. I mean, she's covered up, high collar, shoulders down to the wrist, dress goes all the way down past her feet. Like you can't even tell what shoes she was wearing. And she almost always wears some sort of a black hat to go with what she's wearing. So, she's what I would consider to be like a very old-fashioned type of girl. You know, she's like, think back to like in the 1800s when women would oftentimes like dress in mourning for like long periods of time after their spouses or a family member had passed away. That's kind of the philosophy that she has adopted. She's very reserved and keeps to herself, which is why she's also a loner. And she does have that snob trait, but for her, it's not about like appearing snobby to the world. It's almost like a way of self-preservation. She's very guarded. She's actually recently moved their family into this apartment because it is quiet. I don't know that she knows that it's haunted, but she, you know, just kind of wants to be a little bit separated from the rest of the world. And she's also gloomy, which I think she was already kind of gloomy before her husband died. And then since he died, it just got so much worse. So she's, like I said before, she's a stay-at-home mom. She doesn't work. So her skills are, she has 3 baking skill points, 2 charisma skill points, 5 cooking skill points, 4 parenting skill points, and 3 singing skill points. So basically all of her skills have to do with like parenting, cooking, homemaking, that sort of thing. Except obviously for the singing part, which I sort of thought that she would be, well, for one thing, her last name is Church, but she would be a Sim who goes to church every Sunday. And so I sort of thought, well, maybe that's her release, is like she sings at church. that's, you know, in her mind, that's her one vice. So yeah, and I did give her 2 charisma skill points because, like, in all honesty, like, even though she's a loner, she has to have some sort of charisma to her, because otherwise, how would she have even met her husband if she is just totally isolated? You know, like, obviously, before his death, she was more personable and more, you know, outgoing. Maybe he was a little bit more outgoing and got her out of her shell a little bit. I sort of pictured in my head that maybe her deceased husband was also more of an artist and then was maybe a little bit more relaxed, as, you know, as uptight as she is, he was not. And I'll get to why I think he was an artist here in a second. So like I said, all of her outfits are very, very somber, very serious. I don't think she actually wears pants at all in any of her outfits, because I don't remember what pack it was in, but one of our packs we got a skirt that's like an athletic skirt, so I gave her that for her athletic outfit. Otherwise, normally I would have had to have given her like leggings or something, but she is actually wearing leggings underneath the athletic skirt because, it's a little short, so don't want to show off too much skin. That would just be way too inviting for some wandering eyes, or at least that's what Antoinette thinks. I did also kind of toy around with the idea of changing her hair for one of the hairstyles. I think it was for her formal wear, but really I think that this hair just suits her so perfectly. So I just kept her hair the same for all of her outfits. And also I did want to mention, I created this family on Wednesday, which was before the patch that came out yesterday on Thursday. And in that patch, we got a lot of new awesome things, but among them was makeup that actually looks really good on darker skin-toned Sims. So normally I just don't anymore. I just haven't been giving my darker skin Sims any lipstick because most of the pre-existing lipstick prior to yesterday looked terrible on them. And like the colors were just awful. So most of the time I just didn't do that. So that's what I did with Antoinette. She has some light makeup on otherwise, but so obviously if you wanted to add in lipstick on her, feel free. But I had already shared this family to the gallery, and then the patch came out with all the cool stuff, and I was like, man, I should have waited, but oh well. So this is her son, Chucky. Chucky is an artsy sim. He's very creative. And he is a little bit, I don't know, maybe he's a little bit on the nerdy side. He's not super nerdy, but in this apartment, in the children's bedroom, so it's a 2-bedroom apartment, and the bedroom that has 2 twin beds, I've just sort of decided, that would probably be a kid's bedroom. So in that bedroom is a couple of different skill building objects, oddly enough. One of them is actually an art easel. So the interesting thing is that, of course, in The Sims 4, children can't use the adult art easel. So I sort of thought, well, maybe that actually belonged to his dad. And, after he passed away, he sort of inherited his dad's art easel. And he was already kind of the more creative of the 2 siblings anyway. So maybe that's where that came into place. So Chucky, he's just a sweet kid. He kind of is dressed by his mom, you can tell. In all honesty, both of the kids are. They both sort of have that same style of, very formal, not really stuff that you would see worn very much anymore. But I sort of wanted it to feel like they could drop everything and go to a memorial service or church at the drop of a hat. And they would be appropriately dressed for it in pretty much any given moment. So this is Chucky's sister, Clarice, and Clarice is a bookworm. So that's the other thing that is in the kids' bedroom. So there's 3 skill building type objects in the bedroom. There's an art easel, there's a bookcase, which I thought that was interesting because normally a bookcase would be out in the living room, and then there's also a stereo. So I sort of suspect that the 2 kids have commandeered the boombox and stuck it in their bedroom because maybe their mom doesn't want music being played after their dad died, and who knows. But again, I sort of thought that was an interesting thing to have in a bedroom because a lot of times your other Sims will then wander into that room and turn on the stereo and then wake up the Sims who are sleeping. So it's kind of an interesting choice. So I was trying to think of a good reason for why there would be a stereo in the bedroom and why there would be a bookcase in the bedroom and not out in the main living area. And that's what I came up with. I completely forgot. So Chucky's skill points are 6 creativity skill points. So like I said, very creative. 3 mental skill points, 2 motor skill points, and 2 social skill points. And Clarice has 3 creativity skill points, 5 mental skill points, 2 motor skill points, and 2 social skill points. So Clarice I see being perhaps just a smidge more introverted than Chucky, but really both of them are not nearly as preoccupied with death as their mother is, and so the two of them have become very close and have sort of bonded together, not necessarily against their mother, but just because they're kids and they just want to have fun. So anyway, so this is the Church family. They are currently available for download on the Sims 4 gallery. You can find them either using the link in the description box below this video or by searching on the gallery using the hashtag MrsTomato1018 or through my username, which is also MrsTomato1018. And if you do search for them, make sure that when you select the filters on the side, you select newest. The default option right now is currently the most popular, so if you leave that as the search option, my stuff won't show up, so you have to switch it to newest and then search. But anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, you can do so down below. I put out new videos every single day, Monday through Friday. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!